the planet, whatever condition it is now, the sustainability is far off now. Especially when climate change is one of the big threats globally, all over the world, and with other factors like recession and other developmental things including poverty, and you see all the sustainable development goals 17 are there. Climate change is one goal, but especially climate change is overarching and affecting all other goals. Apart from that, we have 3 months. All are important. And that consciousness about the earth and its sustainability, that is not as much as it should have been. Because as part of our reverence to Mother Earth, I think the fundamental thing, we are asked to love our country, but we are not made to love our earth. Country is only part. Say India is 2.4% of the whole earth. It is nothing, very a small thing that we are loving. So to love earth means we have to be conscious about every consequence, every action, the global warming, greenhouse gas emissions, even degradation of your soil, and loss of biodiversity, and being conscious of biotic and abiotic. Your resources, especially mineral resources, including fossil fuels, we are exhausting them or exploiting them. Our interference into nature has gone beyond. Even in India, 30% desertification has happened yearly. That is as per the recent space application released in 2019. The fundamental question is, I was seeing this view with somebody. Let us say our food security. Plants that are planted in an urban area, or all our afforestation programs, that is plantation programs, green movement, whatever we are taking. So imagine if we are not supporting those plants, they will be dying. It means what should not have been existing in an area, we made them exist, and we are supporting by some artificial means, and we are thinking that they would continue. In natural ecosystems, when no such external interference is there, when they themselves can sustain and live, then that is the natural process. But 99 things are like in ICU. In ICU, a patient is made to live with all supports. So it has its own limitations and conditions. Within that framework, somebody survives. Our irrigation projects, they are also dependent on, again, climate change, including sometimes if they are lift irrigation, then power is required, and crop per drop. We are not even bothered about the virtual water, how much water we are using to generate a quantity of produce. So this consciousness is not existing. So it means already we are in the process of desertification. Already we have invested so much funds, resources, including, let us say, groundwater. The groundwater exploitation has gone so deep in some places. We have exploited the paleo waters also. Paleo waters means the water that existed since many hundreds and millions of years. But today we use that groundwater, like as we are extracting the petroleum products. So now food security although we have some food security in Sri Lanka, you can see many people are not able to get a comfortably 2 meals in a day. They are hardly surviving. But their agenda was organic agriculture, and they want to have the positive things implemented in agriculture. Suddenly, even if you want to convert into something which is sustainable, it may not be possible. So our life is already in a situation where we cannot go back into traditional systems and appreciate them or adopt them. And if we see into the future, again it is not part of our take, because the artificial intelligence, robotics, mechanization, information technology, all these systems are interfering into what made us to exist, to get some work, to get some job, to do something. But these things are going to replace very soon. So in the context of especially economies, at the cost of environment, ecosystems, without paying the price of what we have done, the damage, we are making others believe that we are very rich and we are progressing and we have so much money. But this richness and all that, not at the cost of making all your environment and resources poor. When the whole environment is damaged and when there is so much suffering around, loss, I think it doesn't make you have that pride or say that I am a human being. So these are the very fundamental things, including soil. The degradation happened so much. Already there is negative productivity in some fields. Say even in the desert environments, when we have irrigated so much, the alkalinity or waterlogging conditions are lost due to wind erosion or rains by different means, even the formation of badlands, even improper management of your watersheds, including loss of greenery or loss of green cover, forestry or silvipasture. This kind of systems we do require, where always some trees are integrated into agriculture, but we are seeing monocrop. The corporate agriculture is there, with intensive use of chemicals as fertilizers, pesticides which are harmful. I think we have damaged the total ecosystem in the name of our own food security. So our soil is also highly depleted with organic carbon or nutrients, even phosphorus. Phosphorus is very essential now. We are giving through rock phosphate. There is no traditional method that like guano or other things that we used to use. But the quantity that is required, even in nature we may not have that much phosphorus. So how do you sustain agriculture? That is the biggest threat to our food security, the loss of phosphorus. Or already we are using so much from rock phosphates we are using. So these are also very fundamental. Then nutrient densification, that is in food. What you are eating is not worth. What you are eating may not keep you healthy, because your air, water is polluted, your soil is polluted. When so many things are polluted, even if you want to do natural farming or organic, including the GMOs, the GMO crops are mixing up DNA of a plant and animal together like BT cotton. We are completely different species. One is from animal kingdom, another is from plant kingdom, and we are mixing at the DNA level genetic modifications and creating a kind of seed or plant to exist. How far it is justified? Already in animal husbandry we lost everything. So I think if you look at the sustainability of the earth and the things that are happening at the grassroots level are the high NGO, the carbon footprint, the ecological footprint. These are very high and they are increasing. Some countries are poor, so they are adjusting, so their carbon footprint is low. Say for India, per capita, maybe around 1 ton. But 5-6 times or even up to 10 times carbon footprint. So, but overall if we see as a nation, we are one of the top contributors of greenhouse gas emissions. India. 3. So, we may not justify for the total emissions. But as a nation, I think even burning of coal, that is very high. And net zero emissions we want to achieve by 2070. Especially the generation, the youth like you, all of you. I don't see any bright future for you if this is the condition and these are the political decisions being made now in all the COPs. In recent COP at Glasgow, again, we thought there would be a major decision happening. And we have already IPCC reports. 6 assessment reports are out. All the 3 reports are there. The physical science basis or adaptation or mitigation, everything is alarming. And we need to act now or else, even if we act a little bit late, there is no way of returning back even to half the emissions. That is what they are telling. 1.5 degrees centigrade you forget. More than 2 degrees centigrade within next 20-30 years it is going to happen if this is the kind of political leadership that we have who make decisions. When they need to come together, there is no earth system governance. There is only individual interest and individual constitution and national level thinking or local level thinking. I think common consciousness, even UN, is failing many times because by itself it is not able to take strong decisions or to dictate a country who is defaulting. Voluntary emission reduction or which are not monitored, this kind of progress that countries that they are declaring and saying that we are doing, I think it is not getting reflected whether it is Kyoto Protocol or all the projects that were implemented under that for the mitigation especially, or even many of the adaptation projects. I think when the greenhouse gases are still rising, whatever actions taken till today, even we have pathways, scenarios we have. Going with the extreme scenarios, we have the best supercomputers to assess and do climate modeling, and all our models are also telling that we are leading towards a disastrous situation. But still, our scientific, at least they are not political, but they participate and communicate their science and their findings in a language understandable by the common people. That transfer of knowledge from labs or research centers to grassroots level people is not happening, and political leadership is not taking it or making decisions. It is the responsibility of everyone to make decisions. And the debt of nations is one thing that is never ending, and it is growing for every country. It means whatever you are leaving is from the future you have taken and enjoying. It means all your debt need to be paid by the younger generations. Why they should pay? In what way they are responsible? Which government is responsible to take a loan and pay back the loan within their term? No government is doing that. They are getting as much loans as they can, and even if they put some conditions, they are not going. And because of the environmental degradation and damage to the resources or the mother earth or oceans, its richness, we are sustaining. So that responsibility is not existing in the leadership. Right from education system, including our education policies, the true leadership for the well-being of the whole. Say the economist or a banker or a lawyer or a chartered accountant, in all their professions, in all their prayers, it is always negative. If a lawyer wants more cases, it means the whole world is going to degrade. If a chartered accountant wants more cases, it will not make anybody live in integrity, because most of them will be in other kind of systems. So like that, in every profession that we think that is our career and that is our success and that is our growth and that is what we are earning and that makes our life happy and all things, we are not the human beings. We are only a kind of person who wants to maximize his own income and without consideration of any other life or any other being on this earth, to just excel and consider a kind of definition, sustainability. For animals, it is only eating today, tomorrow and day after tomorrow. They are bothered about today only, most of them. But human beings, for generations, they are amassing their wealth for their children and the children who are not even born. I think attitude in the human thinking, the way of living, will not help. The equity is one of the most important aspects. Sustainability, because we have only one earth. Sharing is caring. You all will have that kind of thought. But most of the people, they are very mean. It is not the need. It is the... Recently at Varda, every building and the way they live, it reflects the minimalist approach and living with nature and only using the local materials for construction of their living space. Building. Even with very little maintenance, then why you are using so much energy, embodied energy in your construction and living places and contributing to greenhouse gases, climate change, global warming and threatening. The urbanization is one of the biggest challenge that is happening now. It is not the rural development now. We have more challenges in urban areas. the sustainability issues in urban areas are far bigger. Your circular economies are in the urban areas and you think those economies are the strongest, without linking to the grassroots level economies like agriculture or any other primary sector. So why do you think that your circular economies within urban areas are superior? That's why I am telling, the science of economics, the science of development economics, all these are very virtual things. They make you believe even a dollar which is not worth, that it has some value. In the name of petrol or dollars or something, very soon even that thing will go away, and we have so much cryptocurrency and other currencies, virtual currencies getting into the system now already. So very soon there will be a big confusion, and valuing, even in Sri Lanka you have seen how the price has gone down, Sri Lankan rupee against the dollar. So this will make very vulnerable for the whole concept of earth leaders, because anybody born on this earth has equal responsibility and they are equal to anyone on this earth. There is nothing called somebody is superior and somebody is inferior. Everybody has the same responsibility and they are equal. But in reality that is not happening. But that consciousness is required now. I am born in a country and all the resources that are existing, I am a partner to that. When debt is distributed among per capita in a nation, then why not all the resources? Even whatever you are creating, the wealth or distributing wealth inequitably to some people, you are depriving somebody. You are becoming rich means you are making others poorer. Because the total carrying capacity in a region or the resources which can sustain has its own limitations. So that equity aspect is not seen. In equity, there could be bias, but for taking everybody on the same line or equally, we could make everybody progress. But this consciousness is also not happening. So in the whole process now, what is happening around related to the climate change, sustainable development, and the development of right from the poverty, food security, health, education, or even life on land, life underwater, climate change, all the goals if you look at, I think we are in a bad situation as of now. I want to be more optimistic, but when things are bad, we have to accept. We are not a politician. We are coming from grassroots level experience. We understand. We have studied. We cannot speak when there is doom happening. The reality we have to speak. This is one of the fundamental duties also. An educated person, a learned person, an experienced person, if they speak the truth, so you are going against your fundamental duty also in any given country. So I think your consciousness about earth and its sustainability and also addressing the poverty, climate, cross-cutting issues,
an individual can take.
First thing is teachers, but I can take a separate session later. But the person who is in integrity will not harm, and he will be living one of the best lives on this earth. Even at the end of their life, they will be very happy, because whatever they lived, it is the path of truth. That is the first thing. Second thing is, minimalist approach individually you adopt, because these things will start from your own level. The minimalist is your way of life, your own resources that you are spending every day, how much you are eating, how much energy you are consuming, how much that is emitted by you, and all that. And third aspect is being sensitive. This aspect is not equal with everyone and it is compartmentalized. Some people are more sensitive and they are less sensitive for other things. And this sensitivity is becoming over with the years. As a child we are more, as we grow we are becoming less sensitive.
Right.
Again, this is one big challenge. The eightfold path, everything he gave. So this is also very, very important. For that you need to come out of the box and then you have to experience different situations. Okay, that is what required now. That education doesn't give. Education give 99% marks or 100 to serve somebody. Okay, but to become a human being you need to be sensitive. This is another thing. But apart from that, your time management, your personality, your character, I think all these are integral part which if everybody has these traits or this kind of characteristics, then the whole world will be in a better situation. It is not that somebody makes decisions, somebody acts and others will follow. Each individual need to make it a movement. See, all our ancient texts or religion, they are not helping. If they had been helping this climate change and other things,
Yes,
you see,
sir.
floods are a major thing now. Because they are not helping in this situation. They were helpful in those times. So I think we need to require a common, that's what I said, earth system governance, common rules, which will help everybody to coexist, not just human beings. Okay, every stone, every soil, everything I am speaking. So that kind of earth system governance we require. See, where is the international leadership now? They are not even opening their mouth if even if a war is going on. They are not able to protest also. Who were the like Big Brother, they have nothing to say. So I think with this kind of situation, it is going to be, there is going to be chaos globally. It's going to be even more disastrous for millions of people. We had peaceful times last 70-80 years, it was very nice. But you see, you are in a soup now, already entering into that. You have created the most destruction during the most peaceful time on this earth. Your agriculture revolution was not a real revolution, it was or introducing the loss of local biodiversity, chemicalization of agriculture, why it is green? It cannot be a green revolution. Hybridization of seeds, even GMOs, it cannot be a green. So I think the thing is, environment is an open book. It is always with you, whether it is inner environment or outer environment. Inner is your own mind, is happening inside you, that is inner environment. The health of inner environment is also important. Your thought processes get reflected in your acts. Similarly, outer environment is also an open book. Wherever you are, your environment is with you. But our is making it into a book. See, in our education system, we should give the opportunity for every child to spend time in different environments. Say rural environment, urban environment, spend some time in an apartment, spend some time in a jungle, spend some time with a poor community. So this kind of real experiential or situational kind of education we are not giving. Let there be at least 1/3 time in a year. Let us say 3 months. Let us take the kids out. How much they will learn from the environment? Earlier Gurukulas were like that. It was Vidyaranya. The learning was from the forest. No king or kingdom. They made a school in their house, in their fort, and sent their children outside. So this education is important. that will definitely sensitize and that will make them aware and awake to the real situations. So this comfort zone education which we are giving, thinking that in this comfort zone they become enlightened or do something great on for this earth, they are only becoming parts in a machine. This machine is a global economy machine. You are not no more a human being. There is no much value for your intellect. See, you are teaching competition, not compassion. In your education system, failing somebody and making somebody get 100 out of 100 marks and other person failing in the same class, how it is possible? If you are feeding in a poultry farm, your chicken, it doesn't happen. Not same because there is sharing. Here there is no sharing. The top anything with the person who is failing in the room. When the animals could share the food and live happily and they what is say uniformity in our society. The games are the worst things. Games like boxing and all that. I think the world will not make people human. We are not barbaric people where animals used to fight, two males will fight to have a female. Your marriages are no more superiority of your genes or your worst genes. That's why with corona so many families are getting wiped out because your immunity is very poor.